welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. Today we're doing a walk around video on this stunning silver 2015 Holden Commodore SSV VF. Now the very first thing that stands out to me is of course that iconic Holden lion badging right on the front there, alongside its black grilling there. Now with this model it does just have that angrier, tougher look with that extra grilling down the bottom there, and you do have your parking sensors color coded into that grilling there. So you do have the fog lights down the bottom here as well, and you do have the very big iconic Holden headlights there with your indicator on the side there as well. Now moving around to the very first wheel here, now that tyre has got plenty of life in it, and there is only some very minor rashing on the edging here, but nothing to be too concerned about with the age of the vehicle. Now you do have a little air vent here with your indicator built into it on your side fender there. Again, that indicator giving everyone around you a better idea of whether you are wanting to merge across or turn or anything like that. Now you do have the colour matched side mirrors and door handles, and you do actually have the blind spot monitoring in your mirror here. So when there is someone coming up into your blind spot, the little picture of two cars in this mirror will light up for you. Now with this model you do have a proximity key, so pressing that button with the key on you will lock the car and again unlock it for you, so you don't even have to take the key out of your pocket. Now with being an SSV you do have the SS badging on the bottom there, and again you do have another button for your keyless entry on there on the rear door there. Now onto that second wheel, again excellent life in that tyre, and this wheel itself is in excellent condition, all bar a couple of little marks. Now one thing to take note of, your fuel filler cap is on your driver's side here. Moving around to the side here, you do have your very large wraparound tail light as well, again giving everyone around you an idea of whether you're braking or indicating so that they can adjust accordingly. Now you do have your colour matched parking sensors on the bottom here, and you do have a tow bar fitted to this vehicle as well. So that's one less thing that you do need to worry about when you are purchasing this car. Now you do have your dual twin tip exhaust as well, and your SSV badging on the back here. Now opening up the boot, it is as simple as pushing the little button that is in here. You do have a reversing camera in here as well, help with any reverse parking, and it is on the curb side, so it does help you out with parallel parking as well. Now in the boot here you do have all of your genuine floor mats as well, and a few anchor points so you can tie things down. And then underneath here you do have your full size spare, which looks as if it has never even been used. So closing that one back up, so you do actually also have your cargo blind as well, so you can whip that into place and not have to worry about anyone looking in and seeing what you do have in here. Popping it back, it's as simple as pulling it towards you and then pushing it away. Now closing that back up, coming back around, again very large tail light for you, and onto that third wheel. Again, excellent tread on that wheel, and only some very minor rashing on there. Now on this side of the car there is nothing that I can pick up on that will prevent you from buying this car. It is in immaculate condition. Now you do also have the roof racks on here as well, so another thing that you do not have to think about adding on. Now moving down to our fourth wheel here, again excellent life in that tyre, and again minimal rashing around the edging there. So what we're going to do now is pop open the bonnet and have a look at the engine. Alright guys, so now we're looking at the engine of the 2015 Holden Commodore SSV VF. Now this is an 8-cylinder 6-litre petrol engine, and the car itself is a 6-speed automatic. Now this car does have a 5-star NCAP safety rating with a total of 6 airbags throughout, and the engine itself produces 260 kilowatts of power and 517 newton meters of torque. Now this car does take unleaded, and it does have a 71-litre fuel tank in it. Now roughly you use 11.7 litres to the 100 kilometres, giving you an average fuel distance of 607 kilometres to the tank. Alright guys, so now we're inside the Holden Commodore SSV VF, and starting over on our driver's side door here, you have all four of your power window controls along with your window locking button as well, and then your little joystick to control the angle of your side mirrors. Now looking through the steering wheel here, this car does come with automatic headlights, so you can just flick it to auto and let the car do all the work for you, and you don't have to remember to turn on and off your headlights all the time. Now also next to that you do have your little dial to change the angle on your, not the angle, the brightness inside your cluster. Now looking through to our right indicator over on this, our right hand stalk, you do have your indicators on here and your high beams. Now looking over to our left hand stalk, you have all of your wiper controls for front and rear. Now on this right hand stalk again, you do have a little menu button, and that is to flick through everything that is in your center cluster screen there. So you can have your tachometer there, you can go through your vehicle information, battery voltage, ecom information and all those sorts of things, and you do have a little dial to flick through those as well. Things like your fuel range, your tripometer, you can have your navigation instructions come up in there and all of those sorts of things. Now moving into our big head unit there, it is a full touchscreen display along with all of the hard buttons there. If we go just into the home screen, you do have your AM FM radio, Bluetooth audio, satellite navigation as well, which again you can have all of the instructions or directions pop up on your center screen on your cluster. If we just go back into home and go into more, you also have digital radio being Pandora and Stitcher, and you also have a CD player, USB, auxiliary, and you can change all of the levels on your speakers. Now if we just go back and back again, just get a good look at all the options that are displayed on there. You also have Bluetooth capabilities in this car as well. So on the right hand side on your steering wheel, you do have all of your infotainment buttons, and then on the left hand side is your cruise control. So on the in your infotainment controls, you have all your volume, your source, and your answer and reject for your calls, along with your voice activation as well. Now moving back into our center display, now underneath that you do have your hazards button, and you do have this beautiful carbon fiber trim as well. Now moving down, you do have dual climate control in this model, and you also have all of your hard buttons to control that. Moving down again, in this little area you do have a 12-volt socket and another little storage area for anything that you might need to store in the car. Now I'll just pop it into reverse so that you can have a look at the clarity on the reversing camera there. So there's the camera up there, and as you move the wheel, it will show you roughly where you will end up. So popping it back into park, you do have your beautiful carbon fiber trim continuing throughout, and you do actually have an electric park brake in this model. So as usual, up for on, down for off, and then over on the other side here, you do have your traction control, park assist, and your parking sensors on and off button. Now just to point out, with this car you do have two keys as well, and you do have keyless entry, and it is actually a push button start. So just to start the car, foot on the brake and press the button. Now this little area is probably a perfect little area to store your keys when you are driving. Now you do below that you do have your big dual cup tray or cup holders, and then in your center console, another cool thing about this car, say the battery in your key goes flat, you can pop it in there and then start the car as usual. So you can still start the car if your battery is flat. Now in the center console here as well, you do have a 12-volt socket, USB, and an auxiliary port as well. So what I'll do now is let the cameraman pan around and show you the immaculate interior to this car. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this walk around video on this Holden Commodore SSV VF. Now this car does also qualify for our premium mechanical protection plan, and what that plan gives you is 5 years, up to 200,000 kilometres of mechanical and electrical coverage over 181 items within the car. Now that plan does also give you 10 years of premium roadside assistance. If you'd like to hear more about this car or that plan, please give us a call on 9907 0555.